right. I got an energy. Oh, sorry. And it's a very heavy energy of, I want to say, just, I don't know, illegal injustice. It was crazy. And I'm not sure if I'm babysitting or not today, so I decided I was going to go ahead and just go with it and tape this reading. I'm going to pull 3 oracle cards, not tarot cards, and then I got these other ones to try to clarify life situations. And I made my own personal cards too. I tried to get this going out there to get the right message for somebody that it might help. It's like, I don't know, it's almost like it's a situation where it's both. It's both legal and jealousy over love all at the same time, or love that was unresolved. I don't know. Take it as, I guess we'll just go. It made me feel very anxious waking up, and I wasn't even anxious at all, so let's just go with that. Alright, and I got those here. Alright, I got this bowl where it has the Virgin Mary here, which is very beautiful with the baby. Right here, see how beautiful she is. When I put the cards on there, it just kind of helps illuminate truth. I feel the divine helps illuminate truth. So I'm going to just start putting some of these down in the bowl. And we're going to ask the divine to illuminate some of the energies in this situation. Please tell me, Great Divine, which injustices were, give me an idea of how the situation started. I'm just gonna ask and pull from the bowl. It gives the a very truth-like energy here. So, and I'm gonna grab one of my boards here. Alright. Those are just real basic tarot cards. Alright, we got 3 of Swords. Alright. And this is heartbreak and sorrow. You may be experiencing painful betrayal and need to focus on healing. Somebody was in this. This was where they were in the 3 of Swords and a net, so it doesn't look betrayal. So we're going to stick that there. Give us some other clues of what happened in this energy before. And who were the players involved? Oh, 8 of Cups. Alright, and the 8 of Cups is disillusionment or departure. I can't even barely talk with this energy. I feel like I'm choking, and I have this anxious feeling, and it's crazy. But anyways, this is disillusionment and departure. I can't even speak, and I'm very good at speaking. Departure. You are leaving behind something no longer serves you in order to pursue a higher calling. Alright. This dissolution and departure has already been dissolved, and this person already knows it's happened. And they rose above the situation from what the cards are saying. I don't see the problem. Alright. Alright. Divine, please give us another clue before we get the other cards of What is going on here? And I like to do the holy bowl here. 5 of Swords in reverse. Jesus. Alright. I mean, oh, holy Jesus. I didn't mean to say that in a cussing way. Alright. Conflict and defeat. You may be dealing with a difficult conflict, feeling defeated by a recent loss or setback. This is what was going on, and it's over. Somebody was fighting with people and felt defeated, but they got over it. Wow. This is really terrible. Okay. I kind of know what's going on here, so I'm going to put this here for the board and put it like here. And I'm just going to put these over here. We're just going to stick this here. Stick this here. And stick this here. And I'm going to put this board here. And then I'm going to try to clarify each of these cards as we go along. Actually, I don't... Oh my god. I got all these little boards. I have such a small space until I move. Alright. Which I hope happens soon. Okay, I'm going to put these here just so I can clarify each of these cards. I'm exhausted and I've worked so many hours. So... I'm going to just put those just like here so I can clarify each card. And I have many other cards to clarify this card. And I made like, I have these decks here that I made. Alright, I'm going to leave these Oracle cards in here because these I like to let them keep getting their heat and everything. Because they have holy dominion with that nice depiction of the Virgin Mary. I guess it's because I come from Catholic origins that I identify well with the Virgin Mary. So, alright. So we'll use those to clarify if we're on the right path of this. That's how I'm going to do this reading. Alright. And I made these cards myself. You take them and you kind of put it there. Instead of having all these cardboard cards, I decided to do it this way. I thought it was easier. And they were only like $15. I feel they're neater and a little nicer to deal with. And then you can, if you're dealing with certain questions all the time, and sometimes the cards, like you're asking certain questions and you're not, and they don't, and some of the decks you get don't have the clearest answers, you can ask the divine and like put it a different way. Or just some extra questions of like maybe for some readings, because I put like, for a bunch of them. Like you could put tax evasion or whatever, like, and you make these up, and then no matter what you're asking, it's like you're given different responses instead of having to go buy all these cards. And I have bought a lot of cards, I'm not gonna lie. But sometimes, there's certain readings that are like that. Alright, tell me what in context this issue is about. Give me an idea. We need to clarify this situation. Please, Divine, tell me. So I can warn the collective and whatever situation has come to pass and give them some insight. Alright. I'm just going to grab this one. Oh, misplaced trust. Alright, somebody gave somebody misplaced trust. See, I don't know. It was just last night I bought these decks. And I didn't buy them last night, but I had these cards. Just like I have these too. They're blank cards. You could buy these if you want to do your own readings. And then you could write these. And there's a lot of times I'm doing readings, and as I'm manifesting and stuff, there's a lot of stuff that comes in my head. And sometimes it comes in my head a lot when I'm manifesting, but sometimes the cards really never have the full answers I need. So let's go here. We got misplaced trust. Please tell me more about the situation, please. We need to understand what is going on to warn this poor soul of whatever treacherous act. It's such, I don't know, this is like, it comes off as diabolical, this energy, and it's terrible how one person could feel this way about another person, because you figure you'd let something go after a while, but this energy doesn't want to let something go, and it's such heavy revenge. Heavy revenge. Alright, DNA test is positive. Alright. Okay, this could go for... This card I placed because it could go either way. It could go for... It has to do the blood test. So, it could go for DNA if there's a child, or it could be if you're being tested for an STD. It could go either way. So take it as it resonates. And this card here, there was a test that was done. And either if there's no pregnancy or baby involved in your situation, the blood is being tested. DNA is your blood to an individual. DNA just means you're individual. That's why I wrote it like that. And it just means whatever you're testing, if it's for an STD, if it's for pregnancy, it's positive. That's it. That's all it means. So these are just warnings about the situation. And I was meditating, and these are just things when you're meditating. And they're real cheap. These cards are like $15. And I don't know. I don't like a lot of clutter. You can, a lot of tarot card readers use index cards, but then sometimes, I don't know, I feel like they get messy and they're not as pretty. I'd rather pay $15 for these. Alright. And then I got this one when I was here. Betrayal brings lies and lose dignity. Somebody lost their dignity from lies. Alright, we're gonna end this here with these cards because these are just kind of like the face cards of these. I got these for just like basic things. And I just phrased it another way that makes sense in my mind. But these, with this Eight of Cups here, we're just coupling it with this. And I just do things because it makes more sense. With this Eight of Cups, with disillusionment and departure, misplaced trust. We're just going to put this here. We want to know what the subject of the manner that this happened. Okay? And then with this Three of Swords here, that was in the thing where somebody literally had heartbreak and sorrow and they're experiencing painful loss and betrayal. The reason they did experience that was because the DNA test is positive. There was some kind of blood work that was done, either for an STD, a baby, or both. And that's why this Three of Swords was done. Sad. It's real sad. Whoever did this should really be, I don't know, they should be damn ashamed of themselves, I'll tell you that. Damn ashamed of themselves. Alright, and then these Five of Swords that passed in this revenge situation, this conflict and defeat. And this person just, with this difficult damn situation, The reason that this occurred was because betrayal brings lies, and everyone's losing, and a loss of dignity to one person. So, there we go. It's kind of like a face cards. They're kind of, I guess, eliminate a situation. And we're going to move on here. Move it on. All right. I just have them to kind of just to portray a situation, so I kind of know where to go in my reading with the cards. And it's just some kind of subjects. I like to do an overall subject. I'm a writer, and I like to have things like this here. All right, with this, we're going to do this piece by piece because this is a really big revenge situation. I don't know, I feel like this might be an hour video, even though I'm tired and I've worked so many hours this weekend, but we're going to go with it because somebody needs to hear it. So, I don't know about this DNA test. We're just going to have to find out about this. First, we're moving on. I'm going to move this here. We're going to put this on this board here because we're going to deal with these two. This betrayal situation happened because all three elements. So let's deal with this Three of Swords, and this DNA test is positive. I feel this is both in this whole revenge plot here. Let's just do and ask the universe about this. All of these correlate together. 3 is 1 and 1 is 3. Whatever, I feel something happened where somebody walked away. Don't know who. At this point, it really doesn't matter, but it was because of DNA test. So, it doesn't. We're going to clarify this first and then go with the misplaced trust. I feel that's where we have to go to get to the end of this story. I have a lot of situational cards. Let's see here. Let me see here. Is this one I want to use? Let me see which one I want to use. These ones. I don't know. I think these are all kind of. I try to get like different kinds here. Alright, these are kind of all the same, but just different variations. So this is good. We'll just use this one. It's just these are situational cards. They're Oracle situational cards. That's all these are. You can get these for like 15, 16 bucks on Amazon. And they got all kinds. I try to get situational kinds because I realize, honestly, that most of everything in this universe, just like War and Peace, war usually starts because of love of something. People fight or they betray because of love. And as a writer, I guess I kind of just identify with it because that's why governments rise and go. You know, Rome was built because of such passion and love, and in the end, Rome fell because of passion and love. So, passion and love kind of rules our life. Alright, I shuffled these a little bit, and we're gonna ask the universe. Tell us about this Three of Swords and this DNA test. Please tell us. We don't want to jump to any conclusions. It could be just somebody took a test and maybe there was an STD scare. It could be, and it was positive. It doesn't have to be life threatening. It doesn't have to be anything that crazy. We don't have to jump to conclusions. The worst thing you could do is jump to conclusions because then you add to a greater evil. So, all right, we got controlling decision making. All right, somebody was controlling decision making in this. So, Assert your right hand to make your own decisions and seek partners who respect your autonomy. Okay, somebody was definitely not aligned with whoever this was. This is the past. This is a situation from the past that should not have been brought into the future, but it was because somebody's hiding from the past. That's the clarification I got from my ancestor team, everything, and spirit themselves. I got it. That's what I got. It's from the past, and this should not have been an issue. It just shouldn't have been, but it was. Public humiliation. Assert your boundaries and demand respectful treatment both in private and public. Somebody was humiliated both in private and public. Someone, whoever this is, should feel damned ashamed of themselves, and I do mean damned ashamed of themselves, because this is truly terrible to do to a person. And such injustices, you spread out this energy. And the thing is, people say that don't believe in God, we are kind of our own gods in our own making, but God is in all of us. So if a piece of God is in all of us, whatever energy you put out, your kind of godlike quality, I guess you could say. And you don't want to be totally religious with this, which I am, but not everyone is. No judging here. If you want to believe you're a god in your own right, then believe that there's a piece of the universe and you create your own situations. You could be your own monster or your own savior. That pretty much is what it means. God is in all of us because we were created. So we do send out energy. So whatever was going on, this person was sending out the wrong energy. And from what I'm getting, as they were putting out this energy, they didn't think it would be reciprocated. This literally is what I'm doing. This one's sticking out a lot, so we're going to stick with this. Ignoring your goals. Someone's just ignoring his goals, doing this public humiliation and decision making. Okay. And this talks about pursue your dreams with confidence. Your goals are valid and deserving of support. Alright, well, I guess they ignored their own damn goals. Alright, we're gonna do this. I'm gonna bring these two over here, because we're just tackling this baby problem here. I don't know. I just feel so disgusted. It's like I was hungry, but I don't even want to eat feeling this energy. I don't, because this person is. I don't know. I feel this. I don't know. I just feel sick in this energy. Criticizing appearance. Wow. Embrace your own beauty and seek validation within self. You are perfect just as you are. Someone was criticizing someone's appearance, like they weren't attractive or whatever. And the thing is, we should never judge anybody for their outwardly appearance, because my mother, when she was alive, which we all know she's my spirit guide and the person that awakened me, it's not a hyperthyroid, she had hypothyroidism. And she could eat an apple and gain weight. And it's hypothyroidism. And I know these different terms because I'm in medical. Even though I go over here and I do these tapes and stuff, in my heart of hearts, I'm also a humanitarian and I'm also a medical person. Everything I do, I just compare back to medical because I've been doing it so long. Let me get that drink. So, my second family, you might as well say, is work, because medical people all stick together. Because it's such a heart-wrenching job. We see the end of life. We see what people do to one another. All right, after we're gonna like do things like how this situation happened under criticizing appearance. And I got other decks similar to this, so I could keep going with the reading and just grab another deck that's kind of like this. Alright, under this criticizing appearance, I got ignoring emotional needs. Prioritize your emotional well being and communicate your needs clearly. Somebody was criticizing somebody, their appearance, and it could be their physical appearance or how they present themselves to the world, is what I'm getting in my head. And they were ignoring all these. They didn't give a damn. They just was criticizing, like, oh, the when you do this, it looks like that. And when I say criticizing appearance, I don't think it was they were saying they were ugly. They were shaming how they were presenting themselves. That's what I'm getting. And it's an awful damn thing to do. Oh my God. I mean, it's just a sickening energy to be in. This person should just be ashamed of themselves. We're going to clarify this here and then go with this controlling and decision making. And then we got unresolved anger. Alright, and this talks about encourage healthy expression of emotions, seek professional help if needed. Addressing anger could lead to healing. This person had an anger issue. And maybe low key, maybe needed to seek a psychiatrist. They had some or needed to talk to a counselor or something. They were withholding something. They had some kind of psychological issues, is what I'm taking from this. This is what I'm taking from this. I mean, that's how the energy's coming across to me. Possessiveness. And it says encourage personal growth and trust within the relationship. Independence is essential. One person was trying to possess another, and there was, I don't know, I just see a tug of war in my head. I see a tug of war, and somebody's so scared, but they're playing tug of war, and they have no other choice. They don't want to, but they have to, and they're just playing a tug of war. And one person fell out. That's what's, when I see this card, this is, in my head, I see a male and feminine energy, and it could be same sex, whatever. Take it as it resonates. But one person was very domineering energy, and one was very soft. That could be same sex, it could be different sex, it could be anything. It's just one person was more domineering and one was more soft. We're going to do that because it's just a lot more easier to understand if you're not into the energies. We're going to go domineering and soft because it's easier to understand. Because I feel if you understand, you get less confused when you use different words, if that makes any sense. At jealousy. This tug of war was over jealousy. And honestly, trusting yourself and your partner, open communication can build a foundation of mutual respect. Got this possessiveness, they're playing this tug of war, and somebody didn't want to let go of their dreams. That's what's coming to my head. They had their dreams, and they just want to live their life and be happy. And somebody did not want them to live their life and be happy. I see tears. I see crying. I see somebody just laying in their bed crying. And even before this Three of Swords, this is what I'm seeing. Okay. So this was something that was kind of building. Things just don't happen overnight. Just because we say, oh my God, someone just cheated. No. Yeah, they cheated. I'm not saying the fact that they didn't cheat or whatever was the situation. But before the cheating and betrayal, comes a paper trail of things that, I don't know how I could say it, that led. The energy that led to an event like that, a foundation that led to that. There was a negative foundation that was led before a betrayal. Betrayals don't happen because everybody's good and happy. Betrayals happen because there's always an underlying issue. That is what it is. And one person hides it, and then the other person might not find out till later. And this is the cold-hearted truth. All right, then we got shaming. Somebody was shaming somebody even before this betrayal came to for the separation. It says, reject shame and embrace your true self. You are worthy of love and respect. Somebody felt shamed and they were jealous of somebody, so they started shaming them. But you can't, if you was to admit a truth like that, you would be, in the old Western days, they'd hang you up on public square. So they had to hide the shaming. So you would have to create a false narrative if you were going to shame somebody in front of family, friends, or whatnot. It would have to be a group that you're associated with. I just try to explain this so everybody kind of understands, because we are psychological beings. All right, shaming your interests. This person was shaming their interests. That's very direct. Embrace your passions and interests. Seek partners who support and celebrate your hobbies. This was about a hobby. Somebody was shaming their hobby. They didn't think it was, I don't know, I don't understand. Why don't they just kind of do what they do? Why get triggered by someone's hobby? I don't care. Somebody wants to be a musician, go for it. I don't care how they do it. It's not my business. Your business ends at the end of your nose. This person was just trying to do too much. So, just doing too much. Alright. Okay, this one's falling out. Okay, let's find out here. And we're going to put this under here and just get these piles. Under this controlling decision making, we got constant criticism. This person was criticizing. That's it. And that's believing in your self-worth and surround yourself with those who uplift and support you. Alright, this person is constantly just breaking down their self-worth, who they are as a person, and everyone that surrounded them, they were turning against them, and they had no support. You just reverse it, because that's clinically what happened here, and that's awful. Whoever the victim is in this situation, I believe that your relationship, to survive this kind of thing, how the energy I'm feeling, don't even think you're ever going to get another chance with this person. Because if they don't need a psychiatrist at all, and somehow they were able to get counsel and their own friends, or find somebody, or the universe was kind to them, they're never going to look at you the same again. This energy's heavy. Wow. Alright, and then we have coercion. And I'd like to say other words so everybody understands we're on the same page, but this DNA test is positive, and this 3 of Swords. And this is stand firm in your choices and seek support to resist coercion. Your decisions are yours alone. Alright, so this person that was playing tug of war with this person, that was giving constant criticism and shaming them, they were standing firm and their choices. And they were trying to seek support to resist being torn apart by the person that was shaming them, I guess, in a sense. That's how I'm reading this. And they have to realize that the decisions they make are not their decisions, and they're trying to, like, one partner's trying to reflect onto another and say, this isn't me, this is you doing this. And they apparently aren't, and this person thought they were, and somebody must have stepped in. Thank God. Thank you, Jesus. They stepped in and said, you know what, this is your partner's doing this, your partner's shaming you, this is not you. Somebody came to help, either if it was a counselor or a family member or a mutual friend. Somebody stepped in to help this person realize what was going on. This is what happens. Okay, then we got fear of rejection. Alright, understand that rejection is a part of life and not a reflection of your worth. Embrace your resilience. The person that was shamed eventually was rejected. And I guess that would be the logical thing to happen. They're going to be rejected because they shamed them to try to get them out of the way for whatever obstacle. And the thing is if you are being shamed, I've been shamed in my past. We all have as children. We all have. In relationships, we're shamed because people are sick in the head. They're just damn sick in the head. And people don't want to face their own demons. That's why we do our shadow work. And clinically speaking, that's what it is. It's not supernatural. We don't want to face our own negativity. And sometimes it's so dark, it turns into a kind of a self-demon. So, I mean, whoever this was, you are a good person. Don't let this person stop you from loving again, because this is their cross to bear, not yours. And I would like to do this. Ignoring red flags. This person loved this person so much they ignored red flags. I get it. We do this with our children. We do this with our lovers. We love our children so damn much. We're going, oh no, my kid's not doing drugs, or oh no, my kid wouldn't do this. My kid's not stealing money from me. I love them. Look what they did. They always were a good kid. Or you do relationships. Oh my God, we've been together so long. He's always been, or she's always been a good person. Whatever, yada, yada, yada. We all do this because if you love somebody unconditionally, this is what you do. And when that breaks away, it's so hard to get back the way it was. That's why a lot of times when you try to go back to something after you broke unconditional love, in a lot of ways it never comes back. And then you try to ignore it, and that's why the pattern just keeps resurfacing. If one person's not willing to completely embrace the change after a union like this, or do go to counseling or whatever and stuff, and you go in the same cycle again, and they didn't change why they did something in the first place, like drugs, or it could be just down to drugs or alcohol. Someone did something due to alcoholism, possibly. Who knows? And I feel like this could have been drug related, like a drug alcohol problem type thing. Flip it as you feel like it would seem fit. Some kind of vice was hair, and then instead of fixing it, they were maybe overdoing some kind of drugs or alcohol, and they didn't really change. I feel like this was the cycle that was, because you're ignoring red flags. I feel this happened before. And this says, trust your instincts and address red flags early. Your intuition is your guide. This person loves somebody so much, they ignored the red flags and try to warn them. So, oh my God, you did this before, and they didn't want to let go because deep down they really did probably love this person. They probably did. But they knew they'd have to do the work, and they've caused so much damage that they realized they couldn't live without a person, so they're trying to cling back to them. All right, then we got threatening behavior. Protect yourself by seeking help and removing yourself from threatening situations. Safety is paramount. All right, this person is getting shamed, lied about, and then the person obviously left them out of jealousy and everything else. So they became dangerous to their own partner. And they created themselves to be a villain. And I would want to hope that they didn't mean to do this, but some people, I guess, from what I understand in the medical field and from the psychiatrist that comes in my work, sometimes some people are like this. It makes people, Dr. Benny, when I was talking to her, Dr. Benny told me that it was, oh my God, I'm trying to think the exact word. Dr. Benny said that some people threaten others because they're always deflecting, and it's almost like a psychotic behavior. But there's, I guess, from how Dr. Benny laid it down to me, is that Dr. Benny was saying that when you, there's degrees. Like some people, when they have these threatening behaviors, they'll go as far as to just shame you and do emotional, and sometimes it gets physical, but it always is not emotional in its core. But it's like some behavior, and if it's not addressed, you can subconsciously do this, and it comes out when you have vices like alcohol or drugs. Anything, when they're numbing themselves, if they're not realizing that they're doing this behavior, always comes out when they're doing substances, and then they don't think they're doing it, but they don't realize it because it's subconscious. That's what because I talk to psychiatrists. They come to my work for the patients, so I talk to them. I guess I have a free psychiatrist. I am very lucky in the universe. Thank you, universe. Thank you, God. Amen. I have free psychiatrists. Control issues. Take back your power by setting healthy boundaries and asserting your independence. All right. Somebody had to step back and let go of something that they really loved, and it hurt them very badly. So that was the end result, and they may not be able to go back to it. So there's going to be that push and pull. We heard that tug of war was right over here with this DNA test is positive in this Three of Swords. All right, under this public humiliation, we're going to get some cards. These are just Oracle Tarot cards here. All right, we got excessive dependency. That's where this public humiliation is stemming from. Foster independence by pursuing your passions and interests outside the relationship. Oh, God, have mercy. Oh, holy Jesus, why? Here comes the third party. Oh, holy Jesus. Sex is stopped. Third party come along. I'm going to find someone else to have sex with. This is what this card is. Alright, someone's fostering their independence and pursuing passions after destroying another person because they don't want to own up to any of that. That's it. They're not. So, they're just pursuing an outside relationship. and they just want to avoid the problem. Avoiding a problem, folks, does not make it go away. It just makes it worse. Because then you bring whatever you did in your other relationship because you didn't correct the behavior straight to your new relationship. And then you got double the fun. Now you got two people that you might have effed over. Alright, then we got refusing to compromise. Oh my god, I can't make this up. Encourage mutual compromise and understanding. Flexibility strengthens relationships. This person's refusing to compromise with their outside relationship or the one that they just kind of they just walked out and really never fully left. If you just walk out on something and don't really fully recognize it's there, it never goes away. It's like, I guess easier put, let's say you made dinner, okay? And you have the leftovers put out. Nobody put it in the fridge and really totally put it away and decided what they were doing with it. They just left the food there. And I guess at a logical standpoint, we're going to say, but they say, I don't want to put that food away. I'm just going to leave and get some more food. And then they go get some more food and they pretend that other food's not there, but it starts smelling and it's rotting and it's ugly smelling. And then, bugs might be coming. And they're trying to tell the other person that the food's not there, but it's stinky. And all this while they're going out and I don't know, they went and got some fried chicken, but the meatloaf's still sitting there, but it's old and smelly and no one wants to throw it away and figure out what happened to it or just admit they didn't put it in the refrigerator. That's kind of what this is like. The new relationship's like, well, what about that meatloaf over there? We have the fried chicken. What are we going to do with the meatloaf? And they're like, that meatloaf's not there. Just shut up. That's what this is what you do. It's literally kind of what this person's doing. All right. So he got a new food. He got a new dinner and he didn't put away the other dinner. All right. Lovely. And then we got over-dependency on one partner. Okay, one person in this situation, one person is being avoided, so that person has room to save their money, do whatever, and has total freedom, but they got head problems because they had been emotionally manipulated. So they have more room for healing. Then you got the new partner that's getting all of the problems from the other relationship and all their insecurities thrown at them at one time. Sometimes a third party is not the best thing to be because you're getting crap from the past and the present. The person from the past, all they got to do is let go and move on with their life, and everybody wants to save the person from the past. The person from the present is always kind of dealing with their partner's past issues, and they're trying to get through, and a lot of times they're being lied to. I mean, come on, be real. Are you going to really tell your new partner, yeah, I just decided I just didn't want that person because I was tired of them and I was jealous, so I decided to have sex with you because of this reason. I didn't really love you, but I just decided to have sex with you, and I'm going to lie to you and tell you this. This is what a third party has to deal with. This is why it's not good to be a third party. And not because it's a betrayal issue, it's because of the stuff you have to endure emotionally if it's toxic. And half of the time, if someone moves on too quickly, it's toxic. So, in this over-dependency on one partner, you're supposed to encourage independence and personal growth within the relationship. Balance is the key. There's no balance when the connection goes too quick and it was toxic to begin with from one person to another. So it's like one person gets to move on with their life quickly and the other person and in the end is going to get shamed And they're going to have to hide all of their insecurities of their partner and possibly create insecurities of their own, of their own. It's a really vicious cycle to be in. I feel bad for third parties. Then we have excessive control. Set boundaries and assert your independence. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect. They're not, then they moved on. They found someone else. And they're putting excessive control over this person. There's no boundaries. And it's not a healthy relationship, and there's no mutual respect in this one. And there's no mutual respect in their past relationship either, and they never totally moved on from the past, and they're not moving forward in the future. I don't know, maybe this DNA test is a baby. I don't know, I'm picking up baby vibes. I'm really picking up baby vibes on this one. Infidelity. Oh my god. I just literally, I'm talking to you guys and grabbing these. Infidelity. Focus on healing and self-care. Trust can be rebuilt with time. Honesty and effort from both partners. And we're going from the past to the future. We're not even worrying about the infidelity over here. But this was built on infidelity. And the thing is they're trying to have a relationship built on infidelity with control issues and all these shaming issues. And this is the past. This person doesn't really affect their future. But the reason that I tell you, I guess, because you got to think of this logically. The reason that they're having problems in their current relationship is because the reasons that they were shaming this other person, they're going to shame the new person. And it has nothing to do with the old person. They may do something that makes them jealous. They may have something that makes them jealous. Or they're doing something that they covet. They're a very jealous person. And that's why they were shaming the old partner. So they're going to shame the new partner. So everybody's shaming cups of shame is going to be put around for the past and future. This person just needs to get help. And it says, focus on healing and self-care. Trust can be rebuilt with time, honesty, and effort from both partners. They pretty much got to go to counseling. And this person has to figure out how they destroyed their other relationship to try to get a healthy one. And they're not doing it. And they think that no one's going to find out. And when you're with somebody, intimate with somebody and with them, and somebody's constantly watching you, and you're going to watch your partner, it's just life. But they don't think this, and it's just going to resurface. Same shit, different day, pretty much. Oh, SSDD. Same shit, different day. I forgot what movie I got that from. And then we got lack of trust. Oh my god, see? We got trust issues in the new relationship. Of course you're going to have trust issues. Because the reason the infidelity and all this happened was because of something he was doing in the past and didn't change the pattern behavior. It has nothing to do with the other person got hurt. That happens. It's terrible, but if you don't change the reason why you did it, it just keeps repeating. Alright, and this lack of trust here, trust is earned through honesty and consistency. Take small steps to rebuild trust in your relationship. Maybe the new person, which everybody likes to call third party, I could just call it the new person from the future. Their future, their present partner that thinks they're moving up to the future with them. We'll just put that because it's a nicer way of putting it, because that's essentially what it is. You're allowed to get someone else, but are you willing to put the work in with the new person? You did it with the other person, and it's whatever. You made that choice, but are you willing to do it with the new person? Okay. And then under these, ignoring your goals and pursuing goals, and goals are valid and deserving of support. Let's see what Oracle cards goes under these. What is going on? All right. We got blaming you for their problems. All right, they're instead of just saying, you know what, maybe I was kind of shitty and I overly criticized the other partner. I'm sorry. I'm gonna fix that so we don't have these issues. They didn't do it. Why would they? They didn't do it, and then they moved on so quick. They had no time to really realize it, to fix it before they moved to the new relationship. That was the core of the problem. Hold them accountable and refuse to take on blame that isn't yours. All right, well, they're just going to literally say, this is all your fault. That's it. And then the other person will be like, hey, how is this my fault? You know? And it isn't their fault. They're the one that left a whole relationship and left the meatloaf out. And even though the other partner said, man, something stinks around here, what's going on? They say, oh, that's not over there. What would you talk about? Just spray some Febreze as they're eating fried chicken. They're delusional. All right. Refusing to listen. Encourage active listening and express your need to be heard and understood. This person refuses to listen to the new person, just like they refuse to listen to the old person. All right, then we got threatening to leave. Somebody here threatened to leave. Probably the new person, because they had so much, they're so codependent and they can't be independent. And they have no independence. They're clingy and they're draining somebody dry over here. But they need them. They need them to survive. So, yeah. So, the new person's most likely threatening to leave. And I don't blame them. I would leave too. I'd be like, you know what? Hey, see you later. Stand firm in your value. And refuse to accept manipulative threats. Stability comes from mutual respect. They don't feel respected. Maybe they moved to the new person and the new person's, maybe they got a job. Maybe they got some wealth and they've invested some money in this situation, realize they're being taken advantage of and nobody gives a damn. And maybe their money was being drained. In this economy, when your money's being drained, oh my God. Financial control. I can't even make this up. Financial control. Gain financial independence and assert your right to make your own financial decisions. One person has financial control in here because one person got money and one person doesn't. That's what's going on. Yeah. Wow. There's a whole lot of bad narratives going on that's going to... Verbal abuse. Oh my God. Someone's tired of it. Someone literally has to pay for another person, and the blame game's going on here. You can tell that the card's right there. Verbal abuse. Protect yourself by seeking support and setting firm boundaries against abusive behavior. There we go. All right, let's see what comes next. It's terrible. What's going on? Silent treatment. Okay, someone gives someone the silent treatment. Encourage open communication and address issues directly. Silence could be broke with honesty. I want to say somebody maybe did try to put up some boundaries and that person went silent and said, this is not my problem. This is a you problem. Bye. Maybe he did the same thing he did with the other, trying to do the same thing the other person, but he needs, but money is an issue here. Money is the catalyst. All right, this is what the DNA. I don't know. This DNA test I think is more of a baby. I don't think it's so much as a STD. Just a side note here. I'm pretty sure that's literally all it is. So it's a side note. Yeah, I'm not picking up any STDs or shit. I mean, not yet. Not yet. I don't want. I'm hoping no one has STDs up in here, but up in here. But you never know. You just never know. At this point, anything is possible with this stuff here. It's a crazy situation. All right, we know what happened with the DNA in this Three of Swords, so we can put these successfully away. Now we're going to deal with misplaced trust in this Eight of Cups right here. And I got other decks here that for situational. And we're gonna do, this is the disillusionment of departure. You are leaving behind some that no longer serves you in order to pursue a higher calling. This already happened. Somebody had misplaced trust. We're dealing with misplaced trust now. And I'm gonna put this over here. And I'm going to use for the misplaced trust, I'm going to do love vibes because I feel this is a love vibe. I got different decks for different stuff. This is the past. The present we dealt with, and I believe there was a baby. I don't know if there was where somebody thought they were pregnant. There was some kind of blood test that was done. There was a blood test with the present of the situation. And that's what is the T on the blood test and the betrayal. Now we're dealing with misplaced trust of the past because you got to deal with the other partner because the present is still there because someone's dealing with the energy of the past. So this is the victim. This is all about the victim now. We already know about the person that moved forward and is in denial with treating their new partner like crap and using them for their money. We already know that. So let's find out. Come on, universe. What's going on with the other one? The other partner that was left behind. Please tell us. Tell us their paths. All right, we got travel partner. You found someone who travels at your pace. There's harmony in the way you navigate the world together. This doesn't have to mean love, folks. Not everybody that's hurt goes straight to love. Doesn't have to mean there's sexual relations either. It just could be somebody that's your ride or die. That is literally platonic. Somebody found some happiness here with somebody that they vibe with. Oh, well, we got honeymoon phase also. Honeymoon phase is the beginning. This is the beginning. Beautiful, euphoric, and full of potential. Let it unfold, but don't ignore the details beneath the romance. Some of you guys, I don't know. I'm in this situation. I believe there was somebody. Okay, that's what the cards are telling me. There was somebody. And good for you, collective. You know, if you found somebody, that's all right. All right, then we got physical passion. Okay, there's somebody in this situation that was left behind found someone else. And it's okay as long as you move on and kind of know what the problem was and you're not letting the past dictate your future. There's nothing wrong with it. The problem with the person that put them in this Three of Swords, they didn't change the behaviors from the past that were negative, and that's affecting their future. This person from the past is realizing what happened, and maybe they did get a little help and they healed. and they're more healthier, and maybe they're okay for a relationship now. I'm no judgment given here. Probably they have a better relationship now and better perspectives. All right, physical passion. This connection is charged with desire just to make sure hearts aren't getting lost in the heat. They just got to be careful that they don't get in too deep or go too fast, because, you know, if you go too fast after that, and you might not be able to process everything. For some of you guys, maybe in this situation, maybe you met somebody and you didn't go to the physical, but it's saying about physical passion. Some of you did, some you didn't. Bad timing, oh my God. See, everything's not good for each. Some of you guys came across, in this situation, it was bad timing. Maybe somebody got, I don't know, we're going on one situation of this energy. So, bad timing. The universe isn't punishing you, it's protecting. What isn't fully aligned yet? What's truly meant for you won't miss you. Something's bad timing. And the physical passion, it doesn't mean it happened. There is physical passion, but it doesn't mean it happened. And you could be in a honeymoon phase and not even having sex, okay? It's just lustful thoughts. So let's clarify that. It's okay to have lustful thoughts. You act on it when you're ready and you feel healed enough to do it. All right. With this travel partner, open relationship. An open relationship isn't for the faint-hearted. Set clear rules, communicate, and be respectful of boundaries. Explore with care. Okay, somebody's in a travel partner with an open relationship. Maybe that's why this physical passion honeymoon phase came. Oh boy. Okay. I don't know, collective. I'm picking up the energies, I'm reading it with these, and if you are in this open relationship, protect your heart. You just came out of a real negative one, and now you're in an open relationship. Oh my, oh my. Okay, then we got afraid to love in this. It's natural to guard your heart, but remember, every leap of faith is a chance for a beautiful landing. I guess these kind of, I mean, I'm not an expert in this. I don't even do these kind of activities that often, and I don't have many partners, and I couldn't handle this kind of dynamic personally, but I mean, there's live streamers over here. There's live streamers everywhere that deal with this kind of dynamic. They got TV shows about it. I guess make sure you feel comfortable with it, because you're in this life to get whatever you're going to get out of it, and for your reborn again. Just make sure whatever you're doing is happy and it's not harmful to your soul. Is what I'm getting. Alright, then I got love lessons. Don't let a history of failed relationships get you down. Gather the lessons and ditch the baggage. Alright, well, I guess you're in an open relationship now. So now you got love lessons. And let's talk about the past. Don't let the past dictate your future. Get rid of all that. You gotta let it go. Someone's not letting go. And then it's not so much it's not the other person. It's the person that was walked out on. That person's not really letting go. And letting go doesn't mean you're letting go of the person. You're letting go. You're not forgiving whatever happened in the past to pave your future. You're saying, oh, that person was an a-hole. That's it. They're such an a-hole. So you keep blaming them, but whatever was going to happen was going to happen, and now you're just in your open relationship. That's all there is to that. And then we got secrets and lies. Oh my God. Of course, because you're in an open one. I'm not judging. I'm just saying there's always a Pandora's box in these kind of relationships because there's always another person. And then you don't know what that person's lying. I mean, you don't fully know that person. It's an open relationship. And then they're having sex with all these people and coming back to you. I mean, hopefully they're using protection. I just hope they're using protection. All right, not everything here is what it seems. Lies, omissions, and double lives could be distorting the connection. You know, or the partners they're choosing. Maybe they're saying one thing and another is happening. I don't know. Lingering acts. Maybe this person you're dealing with, the open relationship, has a lingering ex. And let's talk about you, not your past person. The person that you're in the open relationship with, this is a whole other thing. I mean, this is a mess here. All right, then you got whether they're still talking or just secretly hoping, and X is impacting how this connection is unfolding. Maybe this ex is going, damn, you're in an open relationship now, and she broke up just because she broke up with her boyfriend, and you loved her. Now you don't want to commit to me. That's what's going in my head. I'm not thinking this. I'm reading a shirt that says, well, just leave me alone. I'm only talking to my dog today. You're talking to a person that's wearing this shirt. I'm not judging. This is the energy I'm sitting in. Okay? So don't be mad at me. I'm just the messenger. This lingering ex is, you guys both agree to do an open relationship, and I guess you're okay with it, and that's fine. But this ex that they're with, they're angry. They want their boo back, and you took their boo, and you lost your boo, and they feel like you took their boo, so now you got competition, and they're really not in your dynamic, but they're friends with their ex. That's what is coming to my head. But yeah, I just talking to my dog today. That's it. That's the energy I'm in. That's why I wanted to wear the shirt. All right, miles apart. Even though you're physically apart, you're deeply emotionally entangled. Long distance love is never easy, but it's not impossible. This lingering ex is in a long distance love relationship with them. Maybe they talk online and things like that. I don't think they see each other like that. I don't even think they're having sex, but they talk online or something. That's what's going in my head. It makes sense. All right. In this honeymoon phase here, with your guys' open relationship, there's possessiveness. Okay. Someone here is holding on too tightly and is starting to suffocate the connection. Love shouldn't cage you to claim you. Alright. I feel it's your new boo that you're in this open relationship. They're getting possessive. They're going around dating, talking to their ex, possibly saying, I will always love you. We have this and that. But they still want you also, collective. This is the victim I'm talking to. Actually, I'm talking to two collective. Shit. I'm to call it as it is. Apples for apples. And then we got money matters. With you and your new boo and this open relationship. Money is becoming a pressure point in this connection, whether it's overspending, income gaps, or fear of scarcity. Okay, well, I guess overspending. I don't know where. Maybe one of you guys are buying a lot of Amazon. I'm only talking to my dog today, so I don't know. I'm not talking to, I'm not involved in your situation. I'm just being told the energy here. But yeah, your money's going somewhere. Either it be, I'm not saying no one's on any kind of drug activity. Maybe y'all bought a new car and you can't afford the insurance and everything else that goes along with it. I don't know. They're expensive. That's all I know. The expensive ass things going on in your life. Still standing. Okay. You didn't let hard times become a breaking point. This is a love that deepens with every test. Okay, well, you guys are broke, but you're getting through things. I'm very happy. I mean, you went through a lot with your other one. Okay, everybody has the right to be happy. Twin flame. You guys are twin flames. You and the new person are twin flames. You're just going through shit. They are your counterpart in growth, healing, and divine purpose. That's why it feels so intense. Okay, maybe that's why you're arguing and the other ex is kind of just trying to get in your connection. Okay, that makes sense. All right. See, it's not always doom and gloom, folks. And then we got holding you back. Not every twin flame is the best. You're dimming your light to keep the peace. Love should never require self-abandonment. Oh my God. Okay, your twin flame is holding you back. You guys are dimming each other's peace. There's no peace in this relationship. Love should never require self-abandonment. Oh. Okay, well, I don't know. I mean, that's just a message. Let's see where else this takes us. Then we got blocked passion. Maybe it has something to do with this ex they're talking online with. Let's see here. When passion is blocked, it usually reflects something deeper. It's time to look beneath the surface and ask what's not being expressed. Oh, there's an underlying issue with this open relationship and this person apparently talking to his ex online. I don't know. Something about an ex and online. That's all I know. I'm just talking to my dog today. That's all I know. I'm probably running after a 2-year-old. All right. And then we got over here, physical passion. Wherever that card was, there's marriage vows that go under here. Forever isn't fantasy here. It's a shared choice. Marriage is either present, predicted, or deeply deserved. All right. Well, I guess you guys are in this open relationship. And you deserve to be married to this person, even though I don't know the rules. Maybe we're not in my state. I don't live in Utah, so if you live in Utah, you can have many wives or husbands, but we're not in Utah, so, or if you are in Utah, you deserve to be married to them, and maybe they're married to many other people, but you deserve to be the one that's actually married to this person. This is what the universe is saying. And then you got no strings attached. This is where they're putting you. You should be married to this person. You left this other person, whatever. It's done with. The past is dead. So the past died, and you got this new thing. Both of you guys got new things, but you're starting over after being walked out on, and this new person should be marrying you, but now there's no strings attached. All right, it starts with no strings, but even the most casual ties can tangle fast when boundaries get blurred. This new person is testing your boundaries. The new person's testing your boundaries. So was the old person. I don't know, food for thought. And then you got toxic talk. The way you're speaking to each other is causing harm, not healing. Words have energy, and right now, they're wounding. You guys are destroying your connection, and in that person's you already got an open relationship. So, and then there was already money problems. I mean, that's just a whole lot to deal with at one time. Maybe you should just talk to your dog today. Dogs don't care, and they're nice. Alright, infatuation. Oh god. It feels electric, but remember it's easy to make a new crush for love. Keep your heart in check while you ride the high. Alright, well, apparently when you got in this third party relationship, when you got a third party, I always say third, when you got in this open relationship, it was infatuation. It wasn't love. Okay. That's what I'm not. This is just not me. This is the divine. This is where this misplaced. We're going under misplaced trust. You misplaced your trust. This is a whole other issue that does not involve your past partner. This is your misplaced trust. And it came from this disillusionment and departure of your other relationship, which you still have misplaced trust. This is what we're addressing. We're not playing blame games around here in Chong the Dog here. Unspoken feelings. Alright, this is you're not imagining the undercurrent. There's an emotional charge here that no one's fully naming yet. Oh boy. I don't know about all this crazy talk. Maybe it's another woman. Maybe they're gonna just, and they already got women or men. They already got other partners, so maybe it's a partner that they trust more than you, and they want to replace you and just keep you as somebody they date and not have a commitment with you. Maybe that's what's going on. Ulterior motives. Oh my God. I did not do this. I'm literally talking out loud and just looking at the camera, folks. That's it. Someone's words and actions aren't lining up there, and that's not an accident. There's an agenda here, and love might not be it. Oh my God. This person, I think, is using you after you're trying to heal from your old person. All the misplaced trust that you got put in the other relationship, and you didn't really heal it. That's the thing. You gotta heal that shit. Sometimes it's better just to wait until you're ready and everything's healed. The same page. Okay, let's see what this says here. You want the same thing and you're both showing up accordingly. You're aligned emotionally and energetically. Bad timing. This is coming under bad timing. Oh my God. Alright, it's bad timing and you're both coming up here. So maybe I'm thinking you should have waited. Maybe just been friends with this person since you agreed to this open relationship. Just not have had sex with this person at all. And maybe it would have had a better result. And maybe I feel you wanted to have sex. And there's an anxious sexual tension in this fucking energy. There really is. I don't even cuss that much, and I want to cuss in this energy. But anyways, I feel the sexual tension. I feel it. And I feel you wanted this person sexually, but maybe it just caused to an opportunity that was lost. Sometimes sex does this. This is why I'm only talking to my dog today. Alright. Love is love. Okay. Well, that's somewhat of a positive card for you. I feel bad. Love transcends labels, gender, and expectations. Let your heart feel without fear or apology. Okay. Love transcends labels, gender, and expectations. Possibly there's a same sex that's interested in you. Or LGBT. I'm picking up vibes. I don't know. I'm only talking to my dog today. I don't try to think about sexual things at all. I'm being honest. I'm just the person that's just the girl with the cards. That's it. I'm the girl with the cards. I don't know. Maybe I feel that there's somebody that's in a LGBT community and possibly maybe this other person, it was bad time, wrong person, bad timing, but maybe there's somebody else in this community that can lift you up. I don't know. Maybe you're accepting of this because maybe I feel you're in the LGBT community. I don't know. I don't know you, but I feel terrible for everything you've been through. I think I would have just put myself in the hospital. This is why I don't talk to anybody till I'm ready. Mixed signals. Are they into you? Sometimes yes, sometimes no, and sometimes even they don't know. All right. You got someone in the LGBT community that obviously you're both attracted to each other. The card didn't show up here just to show up. But they got mixed signals. They're not sure if they're into you or not because look, you had an X over here, you had misplaced trust. That this is what you need to go work on. Go to the psychiatrist, say you got misplaced trust. You had misplaced trust you never healed from. And this person that's in the LGBT community likes you and you like them, but they're not sure. I think they want to have sex with you. I'm picking that up. They find you very attractive. They want to do you. But they're not sure if they want a relationship with you. Just a side note. This is a very odd energy. You must have a lot of energy. You must not sleep a lot. You should get more rest. Alright, then there's a false connection here. The bond may be karmic, temporary, or just meant to teach. Either way, it's not what it appeared to be. Okay. This person that you left, when you left your other situation with misplaced trust issues and did not heal from that, you ended up in this open relationship. This was a false connection. This was not meant to be your person. This was just literally a false connection meant to teach you what relationships really are and how to go about your life and have something healthy. And there's someone in your community that likes you, but they're not sure what you're about anymore. And they can't really move forward because they're getting mixed signals because you were in an open relationship and then you have misplaced trust from the past. And with this misplaced trust, I will tell you on a clinical note, when you have misplaced trust, people think that you're still in love with the other person because they're saying, why you got to still mention that person? And you might not even love that person at all. It's just you're thinking about it because you got those trust issues. And you're just placing it on one variable, which sometimes not even true. And then under this false connection here, you got living the dream. Living the dream isn't a solo gig. Every day feels like the best plot twist when you're with the one you love. Alright, I think you're still in this open relationship. I'm not even sure. I'm confused. But anyways, you must be very attractive, by the way. But anyways, you got this person here that's holding you a high honor that feels like they should marry you, but they don't really love you like that. And then you got another person in your community with mixed signals that finds you very attractive. And this other person, you probably could have been okay, but it was bad timing, so you're probably not going to be able to keep that relationship. But then you got your new person from your community. And the new person, they're coming up as, and I think the false connection is that one you were in, oh my god, I get this. You got a confusing love life. Yikes. Alright. It's the person that you were in the open relationship. You were living the dream. And it was a false connection, so maybe, and it was a lesson for you to move on. So, That's just what I was told. Family echoes. Old family patterns may be playing out in your love life. Until these echoes are healed, they keep repeating through new faces. All right, you're going to keep getting these because whatever happened in your family, I'm picking up this misplaced trust had to do with possibly stuff that stemmed from childhood, maybe something that was a family dynamic that you had going on when you were younger, and maybe it was like a divorce issue or your dad walked out on your mom or something happened. I don't know. One of your parents walked out on the other person and you blamed yourself. That's what I'm getting. So, and you shouldn't beat yourself up over that, and if you do need to get therapy or help, don't feel like you're a bad person for any of it. Now we're going to deal with, you got a complicated ass life. We're an hour and 30 minutes in here. All right, we got betrayal brings lies and lose dignity. And then we got 5 of Swords that already happened. Conflict and defeat. You may be dealing with difficult conflict or feeling defeated by recent loss or setback. All right. You do got a lot of stuff going on, I can see. All right, now what we going to get for this one? Besides Jesus, I like to make my little comments. We probably do need Jesus, honestly. We're going to do this one. This is less of a toxic deck. Okay. This is more like an oracle thing. Well, let's just go with that because you got a lot of toxic cards that came up here. Let's go with these nice oracle cards. With these betrayal brings lies and you lose your dignity. Don't ever feel like you lost your dignity. Because dignity is really never lost. It's a state of mind. It's what you think of yourself. It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks of you, folks. I don't care if you're hooga booga and this person says you're terrible and they publicly humiliate you. I mean, look at Lilith in the Bible. She's humiliated all the time. She's called evil. She's called the devil. Blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Is it really true? No. She was just a depiction through history. All right, we got violated. We got violated. We got radical hope. We got centered calm. We're going to go through the whole thing, and I'm going to clarify each one of these with the oracles also. Because I really want you to heal and realize that you're a good person. And all this somehow is meant to bring you to the path you need to be on. And a truth warrior. Okay. Alright, violated. We'll start with this. I'll get some here. When your boundaries were shattered, a part of you went into hiding. It's time to call that part back. Somebody just, when you were supposed to be healing, they took advantage of you. That's what that means. You know what? And it's never too late to take back your energy. People in this world are just really mean. They're terrible and they're real judgy. Alright, you got buried potential. Alright? So your dignity is never lost, like I said. Settling for less doesn't make you realistic. It makes you forget how powerful you really are. You're a very powerful person. We're all powerful in our own right. No one's better than no one. I ain't better than no one. I'm just a blade of grass in the universe. I'm a blade of grass in the universe that's talking to my dog today. That is giving the information. Am I living the life? No. I'm not. I'm just here to give people information, and I deal with my own securities. I'll use my own damn self. I'm autistic. People terrify me. I keep to myself and I really don't like talking to people. And eventually I gotta go and I know I gotta meet people. I know I do. I do have people in my community. I got my brother I deal with and I talk to him, and I got my community. And I know what I have to deal with, but I gotta work on being more open. And so when I do find and talk to people, I'm able to give someone a fair chance. We all got our problems. Don't let all this get to you. So what? You had a very hypersexual life. It is what it is. But you have buried potential. Alright, then we got blameless. When you always point the finger, you give away the wand. Blame is a leash that ties your power to someone else's behavior. Cut it. Stop blaming others because it takes away your power. You take away your wand. You take away your power to center and change your life. That's all it is. That's all it means. I don't blame anybody for whatever things I do because of that reason. Identity crisis. You're in an identity crisis. Who are you outside of the roles, titles, and survival strategies? It's time to remember who you were before the world told you who to be. Alright, before you came into this world, I mean, who are you at your core? Before your parents started arguing, yada yada, this is what, I don't know why I'm just doing this. My parents were totally different than the energy I'm picking up. Oh, yes, they were, but that doesn't mean everybody goes through their own thing. They do. But I need to hit my vape. So, it's totally legal. LA, and there's nothing illegal about foggers here. This energy has got me having a vape here. All right, you're an identity crisis. Who were you when you were younger? If nobody was being toxic to you, you got to go back to your childhood ways and learn to love yourself again. You do. And when you learn and you love yourself and you shut away all of the pain and all of the self-doubt people have given you your entire life that shamed you, made you feel like less of a person, you'll find out who you really are. I felt these cards would be nice because I'm not going to leave you on this note because you got a really bad stuff here going. And then you got bad connection here. Alright, and this is all entangled in with this violated. Okay? There's a lot of people that have violated you in your life. And shame on them for violating you. You should know no one should be violated. You got a bad connection. Just because you were meant to meet doesn't mean you were meant to stay. Some soul contracts are made to expire. Alright, well, you just gotta realize that some were meant to expire. They're just meant to teach you a lesson and you can't hold on to them. And you can't keep holding on to them. You gotta figure out, maybe there's somebody better for you out there. I don't know. And then we're gonna start with radical hope here. In a world littered with chaos and darkness, choosing hope is the wildest form of rebellion. Here we go. The dove with the rainbow. Alright. Rooted rage. You're not unhealed for feeling angry. What if your rage is here to restore your boundaries, not destroy your peace? Maybe you're meant to restore your boundaries by standing up for yourself, getting a little angry. But do it in a healthy way where it's going to put you in a good position. This is what the cards are saying, not me. Burn the script. You don't have to keep playing the part they wrote for you. Burn the script, rewrite the plot, make it legendary. Write your own story. You know what? Whatever they said about you, say middle finger and walk away. This is who I am. I'm writing my own story. Look at me. I'm independent. And things will come to you. Maybe the past will come to you. Maybe something more, the past will come better. Or maybe someone from your past may come back that's actually better for you. Who knows? Burn the script. Unhealed history. That makes sense. What you haven't healed keeps looping until it's faced. And it's not going to vanish with time alone. You gotta heal your history and find out why you're really doing that, is because you're blaming others. You're constantly blaming. Oh my God, this person did that person to me. That's why I'm feeling this way. Oh my God, why is that person doing that? Stop blaming. Alright, then we got chosen legacy. Just because it runs in your blood doesn't mean it has to ruin your life. You are here to choose differently. We choose our own legacy. We choose our own path. No one has that kind of power over us. If you let someone have your own power over you, you're becoming a slave to somebody else. Do you want to be a slave, or do you want to be walking on your own path? Make your choice. Right now, you're a slave. Centered calm. Reacting is easy, but choosing with wisdom takes grounded stillness. A decision born in chaos will carry its frequency. You create something in chaos, it's going to project in chaos. So you're going to, everything that you wanted to attract towards you is going to run from you. You're going to make everybody run from you because you're originating everything in chaos. And you're becoming a slave to your own self and creating the self-sabotage, and this is how you're doing it. Bad blood. You may think you're over it, but the resentment is still writing scripts in your subconscious. You think you're over something, and I think it's one of these relationships, but you're not. You're just buried it, and then you take it out on each partner. I wouldn't try to have another relationship if I was you till you figured out all this stuff. Twisted narrative. You've been clinging to a version of events that lets you stay angry, stay right, or stay stuck, and the story is your cage. When you create a story like this, you're not hurting people. You're only hurting literally your own self. And you keep yourself in a toxic loop with yourself. It's like yourself keeping yourself in a bad situation. And your characters change, and the universe just releases the characters. They learn their lesson and they have a great life, and you watch everybody doing great, and you're wondering what the hell happened with mine. I can't make this up. Trailblazer. When you walk into the unknown, you teach others what's possible. Will you be brave enough to be the first? You know what? You gotta let everything go. Shed your skin. That's it. Find out who you really are without being identified in a romantic situation. So everything's not about romance. Find out who you truly are, and then see what magnetically comes towards you. Maybe that person that you've been wanting will come back, but be a trailblazer first. Playing safe. You got that card. You know what you're capable of, so stop pretending you don't. Just to keep things safe, quiet, or familiar. You don't know where to go. You know it's going to be a shitstorm either way, pretty much. But the shit only gets stinkier until you do something about it. So you have no choice. Just start doing whatever and deal with the pain, because when the healing comes, you're gonna be going, oh damn, Yeah, it was a horrible situation, but look at me now. And under this truth warrior, let's see what else you get. Let's see what else you get. Alright. We got Lone Wolf. We got Let the Pack Doubt You. Sovereignty is standing firm in your truth, even when you stand alone. Be the lone wolf. Being the lone wolf. Woo! Howl at the moon. Do it. Find out who your inner child is. And who's aligned, and then get into alignment and live your life for you and not other people, and things will come back to you. And you can maybe possibly, when time goes by, mend some connections. Blessed by fire. Looking back, you can acknowledge that every trail was an invitation. You are not cursed, you are blessed by fire. Maybe you're meant to rise above the ashes. My dad used to say that all the time. Michelle, don't let the people, when they burn you, don't die. Rise above the ashes. My dad used to always say that. My dad used to say he was burned and he rised above the ashes. He'd get burned again and rise above the ashes. That's what he always told me. So maybe this is the advice you need to do, because this advice is so damn heavy. Survival mode. How can you dream when your nervous system is scanning for threats? Until you feel safe, your spirit will ration its power. You're in survival mode. We're going to end this here. I wouldn't worry about all these loves you got. You know, whatever happened and played out, it was meant to happen. It was meant to fade out for whatever reason. I don't know. I couldn't tell you, but you know what? Be the lone wolf. Be like, and do like my dad used to always say, rise above the ashes. I mean, F it. What else you got left to do? You had all this love life going on, and it didn't get you very far. It really didn't. So, F it. Be the lone wolf and say, you know what? It is what it is. I'm going, because you were born for a reason. Everybody might not like you because of these betrayals and lies and lost dignity, but the universe is going to fix it. And I'm talking about a person that was victimized. And I'm saying this. The universe fixed me for a reason. And the person that hurt me, I'm not angry at them. I just know I'm not meant to be with them. Maybe in the future, I don't know. But I know right now I'm not supposed to be with them. Do I resent them? No. And that's the lessons that the victims have to learn. And I mean, look at the Blessed Mother with the baby. The crown chakra is there. Maybe you're meant to meet your queen with her crown chakra, but you got to present yourself as a lone wolf. Maybe. And this could be masculine or feminine, folks. It doesn't really matter. Take it as it is. You could be a lone wolf and be a female. You could be a lone wolf and be a male. Wolves could be either sex. Wolves are wolves. Humans are humans. So, it is what it is. I'm learning my lessons as a survivor. You know, if you were the aggressor, you know, there's truths that every victim has to learn. And it's universal things, and it makes you stronger. There's certain truths that a person that's aggressive in a situation has learned, and it was meant to be played out like that for a reason. Keep faith in for who you are and what you what you do, because this situation, as horrendous as it was meant to play out this way. You're a very strong person to create such magnetic pull with so many people. I will tell you that. And you must be very good in the you know what. But that's neither here nor So, be the lone wolf and rise from the ashes as you get burned, and maybe something will emerge that really surprises you. And I'm going to end this. And if you enjoyed the reading, I'm going to probably do more of these style readings. And I don't know, I might do another deck so I can. My little cards, I have many cards. But this is my style readings. I don't want to be so much on the negative all the time. I don't. Life is not about negativity, it's about growth. It's about prosperity and learning who we are and where our mission is with the divine. So if you like my style reading, subscribe and like. And if you don't, it's okay. It's really okay. And here at Chong the Dog, we promote humanity and a better tomorrow. And I'm going to try it. I'm most likely going to do another reading. I get all kinds of different energies that come in my mind. Energy. And you guys have a great day.